All right, well, every 4 years we get the New Hampshire primary. It's upon us again. There it is, beautiful Berlin, New Hampshire. Of course, this is not a scene from the middle of the winter like it is right now. This looks like early fall foliage, probably a little more snow on the ground, a little more ice in the area right now. But politics is what we're talking about in New Hampshire, and specifically the importance of the New Hampshire primary when it comes to figuring out who the Democratic nominee for president is going to be. So we had Iowa. We're going to New Hampshire. We're going to take a look here at the track record, the Iowa-New Hampshire track record. So take a look. Remember the last time around, the Iowa caucuses in 2016. Hillary Clinton won those. She won those very narrowly, but she did get a win. Then 8 days later, that's always the distance, Iowa, New Hampshire, 8 days. 8 days later, Bernie Sanders won New Hampshire easily. Remember, Vermont, New Hampshire, next-door neighbor, 22-point win for Sanders. So Clinton won Iowa, Sanders won New Hampshire. You had a split verdict between the first two states. Which one of them got it right? You remember, of course, Hillary Clinton was the Democratic nominee. So if you're keeping score at home, it's Iowa 1, New Hampshire nothing when it comes to predicting the Democratic nominee. Let's go to the one before that, 2008. Remember this, Barack Obama won the Iowa caucuses, very big deal. Then Hillary Clinton, this was a surprise. The polls had Obama ahead. Clinton ended up winning New Hampshire, and of course the nominee, we all remember, Barack Obama. So that is twice the two most recent nomination races on the Democratic side that Iowa's gone one way, New Hampshire's gone the other way, and the nominee has been the candidate that Iowa picked. It doesn't always happen this way. Take a look at 2004. John Kerry won Iowa. It was a late charge there by him. John Edwards came in second place. They went to New Hampshire. John Kerry won there as well. Remember, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, there was a little bit of a next-door neighbor benefit there. But, of course, Howard Dean from Vermont was also running that year. So Kerry won them both. And when you win them both, by the way, people who've won both Iowa and New Hampshire, they're undefeated in the modern era in terms of going on to win the Democratic nomination. And this is also what happened back in 2000. Gore won Iowa. Gore won New Hampshire. Gore became the nominee. So this century, 4 competitive races for the Democratic nomination. And you can see 4 times Iowa's gotten the nominee, 2 times New Hampshire has. But, of course, what makes this one so interesting this year, that result from Iowa is so kind of muddled, late forming. It's unclear the significance of the Iowa result this year compared to the past, because you just didn't get that clean sort of winner announced the night of or immediately thereafter. So perhaps there's one theory out there that the New Hampshire primary takes on more significance this year. No one dropped out, remember, after Iowa. So perhaps New Hampshire will do what Iowa normally does and kind of thin the field out, clarify the field. That's one theory. We'll see what happens. And, of course, when we get out of Iowa and New Hampshire, the race goes national. Nevada comes up next. Democratic electorate becomes more diverse when you get to Nevada. This says other Hispanic, large Hispanic population in Nevada. Then they go to South Carolina. 61% in the 2016 primary in South Carolina, African American. That's the first major test, of strength with black voters. That's coming. And then when you get past South Carolina, you are a few days away from Super Tuesday, when like a third of the country votes, whatever the exact number is. So from these 2 small states, Iowa and New Hampshire, perhaps we will see some clarity. We'll go to Nevada and South Carolina, and then a big chunk of the country is going to vote. And we're going to know probably within the next month or so if someone is clearly separating themselves in this race on their way to being the nominee, or do we just have a mess? Do we just have a 4-car pileup? Do we have, dare I say it, we say it every 4 years and it never happens, a brokered convention? We're about to find out.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.